Hello and welcome to the third installment of our Lore Battles series, where we recreate, demonstrate, and simulate the major battles of Star Wars lore. The first two videos we did in the series were specifically recreating the battles of Morja and Typhera, but today we're going a more hypothetical route, simulating a battle between the Eclipse and 500 Lancer frigates using Thrawn's Revenge Ascendancy, a mod for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. Now, obviously, since game balancing will be factoring in here, this isn't going to be exactly how you could expect a battle between these ships to go, but it does give us a chance to talk about the ships themselves, which in this case represent two different extremes of the Imperial military, and most importantly, it's fun to look at. Our first combatant is probably the crown jewel of the Imperial Starfleet, the Eclipse-class Star Dreadnought. This ship, introduced in Dark Empire as the Reborn Emperor's flagship, comes in at a whopping 17,500 meters. This puts it slightly shorter than the Executor class by 1,500 meters, or roughly one Imperial-class Star Destroyer. However, in other dimensions, it is quite a bit bigger than the Executor, especially in height. The Eclipse, along with its sister ship and successor as Palpatine's flagship, the Eclipse II, were implied by the Essential Guide to Warfare as both having been begun before Endor, the Eclipse at Kuat and the Eclipse II at Biss, and then delayed by the Battle of Endor until the events of Shadowhand nearly a decade later. The Eclipse I was boarded by a pirate group soon after Endor with its super laser fully functional, although it was quickly back in Imperial hands and moved to the deep core. While, like other Star Dreadnoughts, the Eclipse bristled with conventional turbolaser and ion cannon weaponry, its real utility came from the special super laser mounted on its prow. The super laser was not as strong as that of the Death Star, it could only crack a planet's mantle rather than destroying it outright, but it was capable of targeting and destroying other capital ships in battle. The first Eclipse was destroyed by the Emperor himself when Luke and Leia made him lose control of a giant force storm over Dasucha, and a year later the Eclipse II was destroyed by R2-D2 when he set it on a collision course with yet another superweapon, the Galaxy Gun. Our second contestant today is the Lancer-class frigate. Where many other ships in the Empire's arsenal were versatile, independent battle platforms for subjugating worlds, the 250-meter-long Lancer was designed by Kuat Drive Yards for one specific purpose, at which it excelled: the destruction of rebel starfighters. For many years, the larger warships lacked the ability to combat such small, mobile threats that would pummel them with heavy ordnance, a situation which would be dubbed trench run disease. While the Lancer was never mobilized properly before Endor to deal with enemy starfighters on a large scale, by the time of Thrawn, Lancers and their 20 quad laser turrets had become a core part of the Imperial doctrine. Now, just going by roll and ship tonnage, this battle as we're seeing it is probably going to be a lot closer than it ought to be, but let's still see how it plays out. Well, there we have it. The Eclipse wins, but it's still pretty battered, so the Lancers put up a pretty good fight. I hope you've enjoyed this different format for the lore battles videos, and if you have any suggestions for future video subjects, whether lore battles in this style, specific battle recreations like the other two, or any other topics, let me know in the comments. If this is your first time on YouTube, there's some subscribe and like buttons under the video, and it really helps if you click those. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.